Carmelo Anthony supporters are going to love this.
In the early morning hours of August 27, 1974, the body of Clarence Olligood, Beaufort County, North Carolina's lone night jailer, was found in one of the jail cells. The 62-year-old white man had been stabbed 11 times with an ice pick he kept in a desk drawer. At first, the incident appeared to be a simple case of murder and escape by a black woman prisoner, the lone occupant of the women's section, serving time for breaking and entering. Within days, another surprise. The missing woman, 20-year-old Joanne Little, pleading self-defense, gave herself up to authorities. The case has become a cause among women's and civil rights groups, which are raising allegations about what goes on in small-town jails and what rights women have to defend themselves against sexual attack.
I just didn't know what to do. I was so frightened I didn't know what to do.
She got that good Jewish lawyer.
I can't even explain how I felt in that because it's even now it's unexplainable. You know, you wouldn't even be able to understand it, you know, until you're in my position.
And the matter of running away from the jail came from what kind of feelings within you?
Knowing that, I just can't explain it. Knowing the people there and how they are, there's no way of telling how they would have reacted. There's no way of telling whether I would have even been able to be sitting here now telling you what happened. There's no way of even telling you where I would have even been able to get a trial.
It took the jury an hour and 18 minutes to reach the verdict. The jury members had three choices: guilty of second-degree murder, guilty of manslaughter, or not guilty. Jury foreman, 26-year-old Mark Nielsen, a stereo record shop operator, stood at attention to answer the court clerk's question: have you agreed upon your verdict? Nielsen: we find the defendant, Joanne Little, not guilty. Miss Little's head tilted back slightly, her eyes closed, then came the tears.
1970.
Damn.
Unbelievable.
That is crazy, man. Wow. It's all. I think they lied to us, Chief. I think it's all bullshit, man.
This is fake news.
I mean, this whole this whole concept that the Sunman was no sir, yes sir, taking their hat off, crumbling it up. Nah, man, them brothers was cool as a cucumber.
Yeah.
No, that happened. You know what I'm saying?
You think so?
Yeah,
so you think the brothers were scared of the white boys back in the day?
I mean, there was enough. It wasn't all of them, right? But there was enough who did have to do it, especially deeper. The deeper in the South you go.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe even not that long ago. It wasn't. I don't think it's every black person experienced now. Those northern blacks.
It was like sun. It was like sun.
It was enough.
Also, here on Ike's channel, we when the slaves were freed, right? Not long after that, there were stories of marauding Sunman with guns. There was an article we saw where the Sunman got into like a 10-10 shootout with Don Brito with the Mexicans.
Hey,
right.
Hey,
that's always
that is crazy.
You remember Tad?
You're kind of low, bro.
Yeah, it's low.
Damn.
You sounded good right now, though, when you said down.
I know what he's talking about, though. He's talking about those old articles from back in the 1900s. 1900s, yeah.
Almost right after they were freed.
And the Suns was wild. I gotta agree with Wicked on this one also. I think the Sunmen being afraid will be more going into segregated places. I think the Sunman
that's what I'm talking about. But that's
living his life. Like if a Sunman want to go into a white only restaurant, of course he's gonna be terrified.
Right. Yeah.
But if he just followed the laws of the day that he was born into, the only laws he knew, which would have been very easy to do because he knew no other laws, he would have been fine.
Yeah. I agree. That's what I'm saying. I don't.
Right.
Yeah, but if they were, we talking about if they were trying to go into white areas, they might.
It's like immigration now, right? These immigrants, right? They lived a certain lifestyle, right? An immigrant born today, all he will know is like, yo, they tough on immigration,
right?
He not gonna know the glory days when you could just walk across the border and just frolic around, kill people and rape people and do whatever you want to do. Just be high profile criminal and just still live in the country. He gonna be like, yo, I gotta, he'll be born into a different world. Those people in those days were born into a different world. They didn't know this was going to happen. So they nothing was lost.
Right.
We're looking at them as if they lost rights. No, we gained rights.
I just think also that the Sunman in particular, this sister is crazy right here. But the Sunman in particular, they were killing gliders incidentally back then too. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I would never deny that. I don't know. I don't think I'm saying that it wasn't. It's been happening. Yeah.
No.
Since we got here.
Yeah, for sure. But all I'm saying is this, man. And again, I'm not sure if you remember us doing this also, but it was from that other channel. I forget his name right now, Hakeem or whatever. But he would have these articles, right?
You
And
talking about Taz exclusive.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Exclusive, yeah.
Also, there would be article like clippings, right? Soon after slavery was abolished, also of marauding groups of some man armed to the teeth. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Osa's been around. I think Osa just saying that he believes that some Sun men were scared of some white men.
Yeah.
But by that logic, some Sun men are scared of some white men now.
No,
I know that's what I'm.
I
That's
think,
what I'm saying.
but
it was
AK
more. I think it was more because when we think of not just the South, I think the average white man 70, 80 years ago was more hardened. Like they were more masculine. They were more not taking any rubbish.
I
What
got
do y'all mean by some men when y'all say some men? What do you mean by that?
Black men.
Black men.
black
But also that means the gliders, the white boys, I'm sure they were terrified of going to Blackistan in that logic, right?
They didn't have to. There was no point.
But say they were passing
Yeah.
through and this or that, right? Like the borderline between Blackistan and Gliderland, right?
Yeah, because they weren't afraid. Sun men they're not. I've always said that. Like they're not afraid of white people. But
That's what I'm saying,
you do but I know. But the reason why I say that is because I know guys today who are like. I'm not saying they're like terrified of white people, but they just kind of scared in life.
Like naturally, I feel you.
So I even know older men, and they be acting like scared, like they really had to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
but those older men been to prison and shit like that. They ain't scared enough.
Right.
They ain't scared no fucking white boy. I know I got uncles and shit like that. Like
not the ones that been to prison. The ones who've been quote unquote, keeping their head down and working and always trying to those ones. Those guys that don't really do that.
Even them though, that's just that's like cosplay. That's kind of like they feel comfortable being in the victim role. Like it kind of like I'm a victim. It's like the black victim and shit.
I gotta work hard.
I'll let my part in this with this. To this day, right now, some people claim that their brothers tiptoe around cops. No, the fuck they don't.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm beginning to think that everything was a lie. I'm beginning to think that they didn't. It was never that. It was never that bad. Even I may even be open to seeing that slavery wasn't what in America wasn't what we hear what it was in Jamaica or Brazil. You know how it was in Brazil and Jamaica and those.
I think American was better. I just see it as what do they have these days? Like Amazon, the 20 0-hour contracts, like they have it.
Like being a slave in America was probably better than being in Africa. Keep it real.
Way better. Way better than being in Africa. Now,
especially if you had a nice, if you had like a nice
thing going on, a good
slave master, and like sometimes they would put them on with jobs, give them money, let them go shopping in public, shit like that.
But what about the chief though? The chief could kill you at any time.
Bury you alive, really.
The chief could kill 3,000. It could be the day the memorial of a great leader, and they'll just do a mass sacrifice, and kill 3,000 people.
And then
or the chief doesn't like you, and he'll kill your whole lineage.
Yeah,
and I know a whole tab listening would be appalled and confused. Like, how could you say that?